All right, guys, you're welcome once again to a new trading week, right? And I believe so much more in you guys, and I know that you're going to do well in this week, all right? And once again, I want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to join our Telegram channel. This is the channel. I mean, the Telegram channel is where I do post my setup, then my flashcard. Now, these are educational materials that will really help you and guide you, right? Another uh, social media handle that we have is Instagram. So you can do what to follow us on Instagram and also get details in there. Then we have a whole lot of materials that can really help you and take your trading to the next level. And also, just a quick one, I would like to inform you that mentorship class is opened now, and this is a class whereby we are going to use to take your trading to the next level, right? And train you to be a professional trader. Now, this is actually a mentorship class that you've never seen before, and this is as a result of the monitoring, then the strict mentorship that we give to our students. Right, we give you a definite rules, and we actually guide you to the point of success, so you can do well to join us and learn how to trade effectively. All right, this coming week, right, just like our culture, we start by looking at dollar index, right? This pair has really been going down. As you can see, it has really been going down and down and down. And you can see that the weekly time and the daily time frame is bearish, right? Let's look at it weekly today, right? On the weekly time frame, we can actually see that there's liquidity grab here, right? Which implies that um, this market has actually taken out liquidity. We don't actually expect it to be going um, lower and lower, though it can actually go lower. But another thing that you should take note of is that there is a resistance at this particular area, right? I mean, there is a support in here. Can you see that there is a support in there? So this implies that this can actually serve as a push up to this pair before this will actually come down. Then let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see that this is also bearish, right? And after taking out this yearly low, right, it took out this low. Then 4 hour time frame, right, knowing fully well that this pair is actually bearish here. Also, we're just looking for a bearish dollar, though we might see some kind of retracement before we see it coming back. Then on 1 hour time frame, right, all these actually um play play together. I mean, they actually align together for us to look at. So, based on this, the best zone to look to sell will actually be this. So this implies that when this market open, we want to see a push up, right? We want to see a push up, right, down or up to this particular area before we see it coming down. And there might be actually be some cases whereby this particular high will be rated because it's actually a previous daily high that will be rated before we see it pushing down again. Then for us to buy this pair, then we need to see if a trend has been established. However, on the weekly time frame, just like we see that there is an OBA after taking out the low, right? We can see all these liquidity zones has been taken. Then there is a high probability that this pair is going to shoot higher. Then after then it will come back again. So this implies that for that to happen, then we might actually be looking at this particular high being rated, right? If this high is rated, then we might actually expect this market to come down the more. But just like what I said, this particular weekly block, right, can as well serve as a rejection zone that this market might actually likely um, get rejected from, probably from this particular area. Right, this pair must still come back to this area before going higher. So, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that this pair is bearish, right? And for us to see any bullishness, that's actually going to be a buy to sell, right? That buy is actually a quick retracement before we see a buy to sell, all right? But however, if this week open, right, just like what we actually have here, if this week open, right, and what we have, let me go to 4 hour time frame, is just a spike down, right? If what we have here is just a spike down, then I will be expecting a bullish run for at least sometimes, right, before we continue on the bearish move again. So that is what I want to see on dollar index. So, and this will be applicable to all dollar pair also. So far it is bearish. So we want to see Euro USD buying and we want to see USD CHF selling. So this is what we want to see as the case may be. So let's quickly go into Euro USD, right? Just like what we've seen there, right? Took out that actually taken out liquidity, right? On the weekly time frame, we can see that just like uh, what is being printed on the dollar index, the same is also in this area, as you can see, right? This is actually another block that's not been retested before. The market is already at that zone, though the best based on daily, right, based on daily time frame, the best buying zone will be this area, right? This particular area will be the best buying zone, right, for weekly time frame. However, we already see some kind of resistance in this particular area that can actually serve as a resistance to push this price up. So this implies that when we get to the daily time frame, we can see that price is also going higher. So we will need at least price to also push down right before we look for a buy, just like what I marked in the weekly time frame. So we can as well see where markets can likely buy from this area. All right. So that shows that we need price to really come back to this area. Then on the 4 hour time frame, all right, on 4 hour time frame, the best buying zone, right, the best buying zone of this pair might actually likely be this area here, right, this particular area. So that shows we need price to come back to this area. Then going to 1 hour time frame, we can see the same thing. So for us to see a buying opportunity, I mean a selling opportunity for a counter trend, we might likely see something like this, a consolidation, then come back to take out this high, then we see this pair coming back to this area. Now, for daily 4 hour, this is actually going to be the best buying zone uh, on that note. But however, based on 4 hour time frame, I mean based on 1 hour time frame, this still remain a good buying zone for us, right? This still remain a good buying zone for us on 1 hour time frame. One market to come back to this area for us to buy it. But for 4 hour time frame, right? Let me just mark the 4 hour time frame. This actually going to be the best zone for us, right? On the 4 hour time frame, this particular zone, right? We want market to come all the way down to this area for us to buy. Then on the daily time frame, right, the same zone as the case may be. So I might not go into details for every other pairs again. So, but that's just the details for Euro USD, right? For USD CHF, we have this liquidity zone, all right, this trap zone that should be taken. So that shows this pair is actually still going down. Despite the fact that this pair has really been dropping on the weekly time frame, you can likely see the same thing, that this low market will surely aim for this low to be taken out. Then we go to 4 hour time frame to see what the market is saying. Now on the 4 hour time frame, we can see this also. And the best buying selling zone on this pair has actually not yet been appeared, because I can't really get a good zone for me to sell this pair. So this implies that if at all we want to sell this pair, it might actually be this area, all right, that might really be a good selling zone for us, because we cannot just jump into selling there. We want market to retrace a bit before we sell it. But going to 1 hour time frame, what we might likely see, right, is market coming down to this area, right? That shows that we might surely see a buy to sell, right? Market might come back to this area for a selling opportunity, then drop it, probably take out this high before that drop, because we still have on the daily time frame, right? We still have a liquidity zone that we want it to take out. So this implies that this pair might really still go down. So we'll be looking for a bearish opportunity on this pair, right? Then on USD, GBP USD, right? We can see right from the daily, right? We can see this zone as a liquidity zone, right? That I believe that it should be taken out, right? This should be taken out. Then if we check the weekly time frame, right, we have that zone also. And market is actually going, though this is actually another block that can push this pair down. right? So we're going to look at that on the 4 hour, on the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame, right? So this high should be rated, right? Then on the daily time frame, we can see that this high should be rated also. Then on the 4 hour, all right, let's see the 4 hour and see where we might likely buy this pair, right? Now on the 4 hour time frame, this is actually not a clear zone for us, right? Because market was really consolidating here, and I personally don't like to buy on a consolidating market. But this is actually a very risky one. Market should come back to this zone, but the best zone for the 4 hour uh, will be here, all right? Right, will be there. That's actually going to be the best buying zone on the for the 4 hour for this pair to buy. So on the daily time frame, right, on 1 hour time frame, on 1 hour time frame, right, this can be a buying zone for us, right? Market will pull back to this zone for us to buy, right, or this particular area here. So this particular zone is a 4 hour zone for us to buy. Then this is our 1 hour zone for us to buy. Or anyway, when this market open, we might likely see some consolidation. Yeah, the market took out this with a spike, take out this yesterday's high, right? Then we can actually likely see a drop probably to this zone, or better still, this 4 hour zone for us to buy this pair up, right? So that is what we want to see on this pair. But going to the daily once again, right? Just like what we can likely, we have seen on the weekly, right? We have an order block here, which actually should serve as a resistance for this pair. So this implies that on a daily time frame, it is very possible that right right here, where a fair value gap is actually going to get filled, right? Then I actually explain something to my students, right? And that's actually the reason why we'll be making use of this fair value gap, knowing fully well that it's not a breakout, is actually not a good zone, but at the same time, there is a conference for it here. So this implies that this is a zone that this pair might really be aiming, right? To be aiming. Then when price gets to that zone, right, then we might likely see some kind of rejection. Market get to this zone, they might actually see some kind of rejection because we have naturally not gotten a smooth price action. As you can see, markets is just moving in a zigzag way, so that shows this market is not trending, right? It's not really trending, though this particular consolidation has really been giving us a bullish move, right? But anyway, if you actually look at it closely, that's not really been trending so well. So this implies that we want it to spike up, then for us to see this retracement and market to continue in that direction. Then what's actually supported this should be the weekly time frame. As you can see, the weekly time frame is bearish, right? And this is actually something like a retracement. The market is not really trending, as you can see, not like this impulsive move. So this suggests to you that this market is actually not still going up. So this might actually be the rejection zone that we are looking at. Market will get to this zone and get rejected. So probably that's really what we are going to expect on this pair, right? But majorly, that is what you might really see on that pair, right? Yesterday's high will be taken and market might actually get rejected from there, right? So the next pair we're going to look at is EURJPY, right? On EURJPY, right, the daily, right, we can also see the same thing here. This market can likely take away that particular zone. Then on the 4 hour, we can also see that this is also bullish, right? I actually marked this on my with my group on that very day, right, on that Friday, and then we can actually see market actually going higher from there. So this implies that on the 1 hour time frame, right, we can see price coming back to this area. This is actually going to be another buying zone for us. When market pull back to this, then we can actually buy this pair until that high is rated. Then on 30 minutes time frame, if we go to 30 minutes time frame, right, we can actually see that price is creating something here. Probably this zone also can really serve as our rejection zone. So most likely this particular zone, right? Market pull back to this, but the best is actually market coming back to this before we can actually buy this pair up. Then on CAD JPY, so checking it from daily, right? This market is not really trending, but it is bullish. We can see this market trending here, and market was actually struggling to go higher. So this implies to us that market actually went up here. We might likely see this zone being a rejection zone for us. Then let's see 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame also, right? We can see market coming down here. So with this, I want to see market coming back to this area, right? It's actually the best, or this area, right? This particular fair value gap, right, to serve as a rejection zone for us on the 4 hour time frame, right? Then this market should drop. Then also on the 1 hour time frame, um, we might likely see this. This is actually not a good on the 1 hour time frame, right? We might see. I want to see what price will actually do before I can actually make decision. But this fair value gap still remaining intact, and this particular will be still remain there. That's actually going to be a selling zone for us there, right? And the reason behind this selling is actually going to be explained later. But on the daily time frame, you can see that price was really struggling. So this might actually push this price up to this area or to this area before we see a downward movement. And this is actually possible that market might actually continue to go higher. Then let's look at gold. For gold price has actually been going higher, 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 and higher. So this suggests to us that we should look for best opportunity for us to buy, right? That's actually going to be wisdom for us. Look for best opportunity for us to buy this pair, right? Just look for best opportunity. Well, for me, I cannot really see one apart from this area, right? That can really serve as a rejection zone for us, right? Where this price will buy from. So looking at this, we are expecting price to really come back to this then before going higher. So which implies that when the market open, we might likely see some consolidation, then probably markets give us, right, manipulation, taking out this high, right, taking out this high, then we see market coming back to the air, then before going higher. So that's actually what I want to see on gold. Then what pair should I talk about again? Okay, let me talk about USD 30, right? USD 30, right, on the weekly time frame. We can see that price is really struggling to go higher, right? Price was struggling to go higher. So I'm still expecting this pair to drop more on the weekly, based on the weekly time frame, right? Probably this high should be taken out with a spike, right? This like to be taken out before then. So this implies that we might still look for a buying opportunity on the on the daily time frame, right? We can see liquidity pool here, right? These are equal highs, and this is actually high that should be rated. So I will go to 4 hour time frame and see what good zone can I really buy from. So this implies to me that I can really buy this pair from here. So this is a liquidity zone, right? This is a liquidity zone that this pair might really come to take out, and in which it has already taken it out. So we might, oh sorry, right, we might see price coming back to this area, then going higher to take out that liquidity that we've already talked about, right? Then another thing to take note of is going to 1 hour time frame, right? Going to 1 hour time frame. This particular low has been raided, right? This particular low has been raided, and another one will be on this note, whereby this low can be raided. Then we're going to have a particular pattern or a strategy that I actually taught you, right? You can actually look for that video on how to trade the 100% trading strategy, right? The almost 100% trading strategy. I actually talk about how you would have actually take something like this. So with that, we can really have market coming down to this low, right? The market continue to go higher. So possibly that is what I want to see on this pair. That's for USD30, right? So or market come back. Is that the market come to this week, right? Get rejected at this week, or market come to this particular hobby before going higher. Then lastly, let me just talk about this. This one also, looking at the weekly time frame, you can see that this has actually been trending, really trending, right? Then, though not a good trend to me, right? This one also, you can see, just really struggling, right? So with that, we can see this particular candle, right, on the daily time frame, right? This can actually serve as a rejection zone for us. Then a 4 hour time frame. On a 4 hour time frame, we can see price taking out this particular liquidity. So this implies that this market might actually continue to go higher. We have liquidity pool here, as you can see, something like an equal high in this particular area. So market will get rejected here and actually go higher. Then on the 1 hour time frame, right, this is what we might likely see, right? Just like what we saw in that area, it's possible the market will come back and take out this low. Then it's possible the market will just give us something like this, right, and go higher, or market might give us something like this, take out that low and go higher. We have liquidity pool here that should be taken out. So this is what we want to see on all these pairs. So I hope you've learned something. So mark your chart accordingly. Then we expect all these uh, aspects to work out. All right, thank you once again. Please ensure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Then also join our Telegram channel and follow us on Instagram. And don't forget, right, for you to be trained effectively, we're going to get knowledge in how I see the market and how you can also predict the moves of the market, right? So you can message me on Telegram and get the details done, right, at ultimateforex, right? Message me on Telegram, right, for you to um, get enrolled into the class, right? That's my Telegram, right? So you can message me on Telegram, then I will reply you and you will get started with us. All right, guys, thank you once again. So this is a new trading week. I wish you all the best, right? And make sure you make profit this month and this week. Sorry. So, and God bless you. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.